This is the toolbox for semester 1. So let's go over the standard form. We have ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c are coefficients. And negative a over b is the slope of this equation, standard form. The second thing we have is the slope-intercept form. We are given the equation y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is the y part of the y-intercept. So the next one is point-slope form. You're given either 1 point and the slope, or you're given 2 points. You have to find the slope first. The equation is y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1. Okay, the next equation you have is the slope of a line equation, the slope equation. You're given m equals y minus y1, y2 minus y1, all over x2 minus x1. And you're given the points x1, y1, and x2, y2. Make sure that the 1's line up and the 2's line up. Okay, next we have Mr. Slope Face. Let's see, we have the increasing positive slope. We have the decreasing negative slope. We have our vertical x equals undefined slope. And we have our horizontal zero slope, y equals. We also have perpendicular lines and parallel lines. So parallel lines, the symbol for them is like 2 slashes. It's same slope, no intersection. Same slope, no intersection. That basically means the m won't change, and if there's no intersection, there's no system solution to the equations. Now, inequalities, there may be a solution still. Perpendicular lines, the symbol looks like this, upside down T. It forms a right angle. You flip the fraction and change the sign for the slope. Okay, vertical lines, that's like the nose on Mr. Slope Face. For vertical lines, it's always going to be x equals some number. And it has no slope, so it's undefined. Undefined slope. Okay, horizontal lines. That's like the mouth on Mr. Slope Face. That is a y equals equation. Y equals some number. And it has a zero slope. Okay, for the y-intercept, that is going to be 0, comma b, where b is where it crosses the y-axis. So this point right here would be 0, comma b. And again, b is that number that's in the slope-intercept form equation. It's the y part. And then the x-intercept is going to be some number, we'll call it h, comma 0, where h comma 0 is where it crosses the x-axis. So here's an example right here, this point. Zeros and roots is basically that number h, whatever number that is. It's just the x part of that. Okay, let's talk about the next one. So we have f of x equals x plus 1, and we're finding f of negative 2. So basically on this one, we want to substitute wherever we say x, we're going to replace it with a negative 2. So we basically have f of negative 2 equals plus 1. What goes with this blank? We substitute negative 2 in there. Negative 2 plus 1 is what you would put in the calculator. If you put that in, you should get a negative 1. So that is what the evaluated function equals. The vertical line test, basically for that you take your pencil and you go along a graph. As long as it has all vertical lines where it only crosses once, it would be a function. The relation would be a function. So this one would be a function. Now, we had something like this. That would not be a function because there's at least 2 times where the x repeats at the same time. Okay, horizontal line test is just to determine if the function is one-to-one. So first, it has to be a function. And then you just draw horizontal lines. They can't cross more than once. Domain is left, right, x. And range is down, up, y. Domain and range are listing numbers from least to greatest. So if we're to have a graph and we drew like a function in there, I'll make orange be for the domain. So basically you look at the left side and you draw a line with your highlighter. And then you find the right side, you draw a line with the highlighter. And then you see what's the left side and what's the right side for the x values. Well, when we have a point, it's just whatever coordinate point that is, the x value. If we have an arrow, it's going to either be positive infinity or negative infinity. This arrow is going to the right and up. So this would be positive infinity. So whatever number this is, let's just say it was like negative 2 or something, and then to positive infinity. If you're to draw that as an inequality, it would be x is greater than or equal to negative 2. Okay, range is down, up, y. So you take your other highlighter, you draw a line for the lowest y value, that's right here, this minimum, and then the highest one, that's the arrow. Okay, so our lowest, let's say that's like negative 1 right here. And our highest is an arrow. The arrow's pointing up, so that's positive infinity. So our range in this case would be negative 1 to positive infinity. Okay, I'm going to write out the rest of these. Go ahead and copy these down. By proper fraction, I mean a number where it's a fraction and the number at the top of the numerator is smaller. Okay, pause the video. Go ahead and write out the rest of these transformations and then the information on how to use the calculator to find certain things.